Hello and welcome to this edition of Chabot News for March 18th, 2015. I'm Paul Burgos. In today's news, we'll have the latest on the boycott of Dolce & Gabbana. Charlene Chandra will bring us the Justin Bieber apology, and Danica Borges has the latest on the NCAA's legal issues. All that and more on Chabot News. But first, 2 people were left to find alternative housing Saturday night after an intense attic fire destroyed the roof of an East San Jose home. The 2-alarm fire was reported about 8:45 p.m. at a home on Rose Creek Drive, about a block from Mount Pleasant High School. No injuries were reported as heat and flames caused the home's roof to collapse, fire officials said. Firefighters contained the fire to the attic and corralled it within 40 minutes. The 2 occupants were expected to stay with relatives while the damage is assessed. Faulty wiring is suspected to be played as a part in the blaze, but an exact cause remains under investigation. A school district official announced Monday that a student at Tennyson High School in Hayward tested positive for TB, or short for tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, or TB, is a disease that can be airborne by an infected person who coughs or sneezes. According to public health officials, symptoms of tuberculosis include a cough that continues for several weeks, chest pain, coughing blood, fatigue, and weight loss. The district was notified of the case on Friday in a letter addressed to the parents by Hayward Unified School District Superintendent Stan Dobbs. At the time of the diagnosis, the student was not on school grounds. According to the letter, until the Alameda County Public Health Department deems it safe, the student will not be allowed to return to the high school. 2 people were killed in a high-speed collision that left 6 others injured in Hayward on Friday night. The pair was in a 2000 Pontiac Trans Am traveling at high speeds north on the intersection of Industrial Boulevard and Marina Drive. The driver, a woman in her 20s, lost control of the car and crashed into a tree. The car then rotated, continued traveling across the median, and crashed into a 2014 Honda Pilot going south. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. Her passenger was ejected from the vehicle and transported to Eden Medical Center in Castro Valley, where sadly he died of his injuries. 6 people in the Honda suffered minor injuries. Police have yet to determine if alcohol or drugs was a factor in the incident. On Saturday night, Elton John called for a boycott of the luxury fashion house Dolce & Gabbana after its founders said they oppose same-sex marriage and gay adoptions in an interview with an Italian magazine. The pair told Panorama in the interview published last week, quote, "You are born to a mother and a father, or at least equivalent to that. That is how it should be." The comments didn't sit well with John, who was married long time to his partner, David Furnish. The couple has 2 sons through a surrogate. Dolce and Gabbana were a couple for 23 years before breaking up in 2005. Despite their sexuality, they have previously spoken out against same-sex marriage. Several stars are joining John in speaking out against Dolce & Gabbana, including Glee creator Ryan Murphy, who tweeted, "These designers were horrifying views were never in fashion. Their clothes are as ugly as their hate. Hashtag boycott Dolce & Gabbana." For more entertainment news now, here's Charlene.
Thanks, Paul. Justin Bieber showed off his soft side following the taping of his Comedy Central roast on Saturday in Los Angeles. A press conference showed the Jab Fest. Justin explained why he apologized on stage at the conclusion of the event, saying, quote, "I felt this was a moment for me to really show people where I am in my life right now. And that's where I'm at. I'm at a moment of change. Like I said before, I've done a lot of things that I'm not proud of. But this is a new day and we're turning a new leaf here." After the guests had taken their turn, Justin was given the floor. He took some shots back at his roasters, but not before taking a moment to address some of his own struggles. A serious Justin remarked that he had lost some of his best qualities, and for that, he was sorry. He also thanked God for not giving up on him. Roast of Justin Bieber, hosted by Kevin Hart, will air March 30th on Comedy Central. Appearing on Esquire's April 2015 cover, Chelsea Handler and Nick Offerman show off their backsides for the Women and Men issue, mimicking John Lennon and Yoko Ono's image from the 1968 album Two Virgins. The comedians are holding hands and interlocking their toes while their bare butts facing the camera and casually glancing over their shoulders. The issue is devoted to the increasingly charged relations between women and men in America. According to the magazine, there's no better way to illustrate that than to show two individuals in their birthday suits stripped down and vulnerable, taking away clothes down to the core of human interaction. Seeing as the tagline says the publication will explore current difficulties is our culture, this cover makes perfect sense. Not only does it seem to indicate that the magazine will delve into double standards surrounding women's nudity and a collective squeamishness and sensitivity to seeing anyone uncovered will most likely be addressed, but other societal problems such as gender issues and sexuality as well. That's it for entertainment. Back to you, Paul.
Thanks, Charlene. Mayor Leaby Schaaf is putting the kibosh on talk that the Oracle Arena might not last long after the Golden State Warriors depart for the city by the bay, San Francisco. Talk of tearing down the arena, which was renovated back in 1996-1997, of almost 2 decades ago, has accomplished discussions about potentially redeveloping the entire Coliseum complex with a new football stadium, along with lots of shops, homes, and offices, aka redevelopment. The City Council is scheduled to review and approve environmental studies for the potential redevelopment of the Coliseum complex and 600 surrounding acres at meetings later this month. Danica has more on the Warriors and basketball news. Take it away, Danica.
Thanks, Paul. Birthday boy Stephen Curry received a post-game locker room visit from Carolina Panthers coach Ron Rivera, who gifted Golden State's all-star point guard from Charlotte with a football jersey sporting his number 30. He had a snazzy cake and new sneakers too. Curry went for 25 points and 11 assists, and the Warriors beat the New York Knicks 125-94 on Saturday night for their 8th straight home victory. Curry was serenaded with the happy birthday song from fans during one timeout. It was a fun night all around, Curry said. After having their 5-game winning streak snapped a night earlier at Denver with the regulars resting, Curry and company kick-started a welcome 6-game homestand for the Western Conference leaders, who topped their win total of last season. The NCAA's legal team is asking the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn a ruling last summer, finding that the NCAA's restrictions violate federal antitrust laws. The Oakland-based judge ruled that athletes should receive stipends beyond scholarships to cover the full cost of attending school, as well as money held in trust as compensation for the use of their names, images, and likenesses in everything from telecasts to advertising. The athletes are backed by dozens of law professors, as well as groups such as the Screen Actors Guild, which warns that a ruling for the NCAA on the issue of pay for the use of players' likenesses can be ruinous to performers' careers and financial interests. The NCAA has drawn support, notably from the television industry, which told the appeals court there's never been a right to be paid for the use of a mere image in a public broadcast. The case could be decisive in determining the fate of the NCAA's cherished amateurism rules.
Thanks, Danica. Finally this week, 4 San Leandro and Hayward students won cash after their teams took top honors at a hackathon competition Saturday. The 4 took part in a Youth Innovators Hackathon, where the teams created mobile apps addressing a need in education, health, and the environment. Isaiah Patrick of Hayward High and Tim Perez of San Leandro High were part of the winning team, Waiter. The app they designed would track a person's home water usage and predict how much it would cost. The team won $500. 2 teams tied for second place, Take Charge and Commute. Junie Wen of San Leandro High was in charge of the Take Charge team. The group designed its app to help first-generation students overcome barriers to attend college with links to resources, scholarships, college applications, and mentorships. Frederick York Sanchez Cao of San Leandro High was part of the Comedu 2 team. Its app promised to help users organize carpools for quick, cheap, and environmental commutes. It was also targeted at bus riders. The two teams that tied for second place won $250 each. The competition drew students from 26 Bay Area schools. That's it for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at ChabotTV.com, and please stay tuned to KCTH 27 on Comcast for more Chabot TV.